Have you ever felt so lazy that even breathing felt like a marathon? Meet Ryan, a 16-year-old boy whose best friends were his pillow and the snooze button. Every morning was the same old story. His alarm would scream, and Ryan would just pull the blanket tighter. "Ugh, 5 more minutes," he'd mumble. His younger sister Mia was his complete opposite. She'd be at his door, trying to get him moving. "Ryan, you're gonna be late again. Dad's waiting in the car." Ryan's usual reply: "I'll teleport to school. Don't worry." But of course, he couldn't teleport. The day before, he'd walked into class halfway through the lesson. Mia would throw open his curtains, letting sunlight flood a room that looked like a tornado had a party in it. Clothes, books, old snacks, you name it, it was on the floor. "Seriously, Ryan, your room looks like a storm hit it," she'd say, exasperated. "It's called organized chaos," he'd retort. "I know where everything is." And right on cue, he'd trip over a stray shoe and eat the floor. Mia would just shake her head. "Sure you do." Predictably, Ryan would stumble into school late, usually with a half-eaten sandwich in hand. His science teacher, Mr. Lewis, had seen it all before. Ryan Carter. Late. Again. Ryan, ever the smart aleck, would fire back. "Technically, I'm early for the next period." The class would laugh. And even Mr. Lewis couldn't help but crack a small smile. But his words held a warning. "You're wasting your potential, Ryan. You're smart, but you act like life's a nap." Ryan just shrugged. "Maybe I'm just conserving energy." But Mr. Lewis had the final word. "Someday. That laziness will cost you an opportunity you'll really want." After school, things weren't much different. While other kids were playing basketball, Ryan and his best friend Jake would just sit on the bleachers. "You ever think about joining the team?" Jake asked. Ryan's answer was swift: "Nah. Too much running, sweating, teamwork, effort." Jake tried to reason with him. "That's the point of a team, man." But Ryan was committed to his lifestyle. "My dream team is me, my couch, and snacks." Just then, the school's sports coach, Coach Miller, walked by and caught the tail end of their conversation. "Snacks don't win trophies, Carter," he said. Ryan, without missing a beat, replied, "Maybe not, but they win comfort." The coach wasn't impressed. "Comfort doesn't build character. Try out next week. Prove me wrong." Ryan just gave a lazy wave. "I'll think about it." "Probably won't." A week later, Ryan's apathetic attitude started to catch up with him. His grades were slipping, and he'd missed another big assignment. His dad found the report card and was not happy. "Ryan, this isn't you," he said, his voice full of disappointment. "You're capable of more." Ryan just brushed it off. "Dad, chill. It's just school." His dad's patience was wearing thin. "Just school. This is your foundation, son." Ryan scoffed. "Foundations are overrated." His dad looked him straight in the eye. "And so is laziness, until life hits you hard." The words hung in the air, but Ryan just shrugged and walked away, not yet ready to listen. Then came the wake-up call. The school announced a major science competition, a scholarship trip to a prestigious engineering summer camp. This was right up Ryan's alley. He loved gadgets and taking things apart. Mia was ecstatic for him. "Ryan, this is your thing. You love this stuff." But Ryan's response was predictable. "Love, yes. Build, too much effort." Mia was frustrated. "You're literally wasting your talent." Later that week, something shifted. Ryan overheard Mr. Lewis encouraging another student for the competition. "The best ideas," Mr. Lewis said, "come from those who care enough to finish what they start." For some reason, those words hit Ryan differently. They stuck with him. That night, he couldn't sleep. He found himself staring at his cluttered desk, at the wires, the tools, and a half-built robot he'd abandoned months ago. A question began to form in his mind. A question that would change everything. What if? What if I actually finished something? And just like that, a switch flipped inside him. The next morning, Ryan started cleaning his room. He threw out old junk, organized his books, and cleared his desk. That night, he wasn't on the couch. He was at his desk, soldering wires, his brow furrowed in concentration. When he got stuck, he didn't give up. He pulled up online tutorials and learned. He worked late, often falling asleep at his desk with a small, proud smile on his face. Mia would peek into his room, no longer seeing a disaster zone, but her brother, finally trying. Days turned into a whirlwind of activity, and before the deadline, he had something to show for it. A small, sleek, energy-efficient drone he had designed and built himself. The day of the competition arrived. The school gym was buzzing with energy, filled with students, teachers, and judges. Ryan stood nervously beside his project, a feeling he wasn't used to. His friend Jake came over, amazed. "Dude, you actually did it." Ryan managed a small smile. "Yeah, well, I figured my couch could wait." The judges made their rounds, inspecting each project carefully. One of them stopped at Ryan's drone, his eyes lighting up with approval. "Impressive," the judge said. "How long did this take?" Ryan answered honestly. 2 weeks of less laziness and more trying. Later, it was time to announce the winner. The host stood at the podium, a sealed envelope in hand. The gym fell silent. "And the winner of this year's science competition is..." There was a dramatic pause. "Ryan Carter." The crowd erupted in cheers. Ryan was in total shock. He'd actually won. Mia ran up and threw her arms around him. "I knew you could do it." Even Coach Miller came over with a grin. "Looks like you traded comfort for success, huh?" Ryan laughed, feeling a new kind of satisfaction. A few weeks later, Ryan was packing a bag, not for a weekend on the couch, but for the engineering camp. His dad stood at his bedroom door, his face beaming with pride. "You worked hard for this, son?" Ryan zipped up his backpack and looked at his dad. "Yeah, I finally learned something." His dad raised an eyebrow. "What's that?" Ryan grinned, a newfound confidence in his eyes. "Laziness doesn't protect you from failure, it guarantees it. Effort's scary, but it actually works." And with that, he slung his backpack over his shoulder and walked out, ready for his next adventure.